Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Monday morning on the Mike O'Mara Show, and a half an hour, if you were counting how much time was delayed by Mike being stupid on the show today. It was half hour. It was 1/2 hour of me saying, my computer doesn't work. I won't go into the weeds with that, but during that entire time, I neglected to say that the camera shot that I'm looking at with Rob and Oscar right now has me looking into the sun. If we could maybe just adjust that, and maybe someone could peek at it before the shows start, it would be really, really helpful. But then again, that's Monday. Thank you, Rob.
That was an easy 1 minute fix, Mike.
Thank you very much.
1 minute fix.
No, it was my. I'm very embarrassed.
Don't project on us. We're family.
No, I'm not. I'm projecting it on me. All right, I'm projecting it on me. All right.
But Mike, now that we have fixed the shot, you get a better view of what no one has commented on here, and I guess it's just sheer kindness. My new mustache. I have not gone bare-chinned in probably 10 years. And today I come in, and I have totally Clark Gable.
You're going to have to get up again because you're going to have to.
I want you to see it.
I noticed this, but I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of drawing attention to it, so I knew, like a little kid at a birthday party, he was going to tell somebody about it. Look at that. That is not a smart look.
That's like David Niven.
David Niven.
That's David Niven.
Yes, well, Mike, I mean, you could go any direction. You could say David Niven. You could say Clark Gable. You could even say Jackie Gleason close to the end of his life.
No one ever looks at that and says, that's a Clark Gable.
Well, you know what? No one ever, when I was doing it yesterday, as it was starting to take shape, I said, this is a horrible mistake.
A horrible mistake.
It is really, really bad.
You look
horrible.
Okay.
All right, let's bring Sarah. Sarah.
My God.
Bring Sarah.
Thank you.
We have to bring Sarah Fraser in right now.
And it was not an easy feat. I had to use a razor. I had to use clippers. I had to use the small trimmer blade. I mean, it's
toenail clippers.
The shape is right. It just makes me look fat and simple. I'm not happy with it.
It's the truest thing you've said this year.
Yeah, but I had to go with it for at least one day.
Fat and simple. Fat and simple, which will be Rob's new book, Fat and Simple.
I'm fat and simple.
Wow.
From the Hey Phrase podcast, please welcome our dear friend, Sarah Fraser. I always have an extra spring in my step when she comes on the show.
Hey, Phrase.
And now we're bringing Sarah in today. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're bringing Sarah in for a very specific reason. We'll get to that later. But for now, I was going to have our little vignette at the beginning and then bring Sarah in. But when you brought up this whole mustache thing,
Mike,
we can comment all day long.
I have a before mustache picture, and hi Sarah, and
hi,
Sarah. Hi Sarah.
Hi Mike. Hi Mike. Oh my God, Mike! I haven't seen you since the New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday. It's great to see you as usual. Is that a new do that you're sporting today?
No, I think it's just the hot red lip. I'm all about a bold lip. And the last time I saw you, I think that you were drunk on Skype. Like, you and I were FaceTiming on two phones, maybe through a computer. It was the most messed up thing.
It was so true. It was FaceTime to FaceTime.
I remember that.
It was
right before the fall.
Yes.
Yes, I heard.
Before the Rob fall?
I heard.
Yeah. I have no memory of that, so that's very similar to the fact that I have no memory of calling my broker either that day, which is...
wow.
Buy, sell.
Yeah. No, it was sell. It was like, get out.
You caught it.
Get out I don't know what it sounded like because I don't remember it, but it might have been something like, just I don't want to do this anymore.
It very well could have been. It might have been that, or it could have been, hello, I've decided to make a change.
Okay, no, it wasn't like that. So we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover, and this is a why because we have both Sarah Fraser here, and we will be continuing our investigation. If you're a bonus show subscriber, you'll know that this investigation began on Friday's bonus show, and it involved the podcast poobah Charlie Burney, who runs Podcast Village.
Yes.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's very interested in this, and we'll get to that. But for now. And we also want to get to the Snowmageddon because there's been another crisis in
Big
Washington,
storm.
and it's not the shutdown; it's the storm. But first, now I'm getting better. Now you're getting better light on it for some reason. I really
really regret this. I thought this might have been a better idea than it is.
John
was.
Now, Sarah.
John Candy is in the
see.
studio.
For context,
Okay.
we have been trying to figure out ever since the holidays why Rob has been doing this weird thing with his mustache. Not the current weird thing you're looking at right now in third person. This weird thing that I'm showing you as photographic evidence.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes.
What?
So he's had this gap to his nostrils on his mustache for apparently a year, and no one really
More
called
than
him
that.
out.
What's that body part that you shave, Rob? You call it?
It's the proper name, Mike. It's the philtrum.
Yes.
The philtrum.
I shaved my philtrum.
philtrum.
Don't
He
you love a man
swears
with a shaved philtrum?
This was done for styling purposes, that this was not an accident, and it was something that people have complimented him on.
And by the way, I do believe him. I believe him 100%.
Oscar's reality, fake news. No one's ever complimented me on it, but no one's ever made a big deal of it, is what I'm saying.
Didn't a lady do it for you and say, this looks great?
No, she just
the grooming
did it.
lounge.
At the
She
grooming
just
lounge.
did it. She
Yes.
didn't say it looks great. She just did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The problem is, Rob, is it looks like your nose hairs just came down and then like framed your lips. Like it looks
Like there's no
really
beginning, no
bad.
end.
It's like
Yeah.
that's the issue. Like I understand that maybe you were trying to go for this fashionable look, but it literally looks like the hair frames your lips and then goes straight through your nostrils.
I know.
It is the craziest.
That is, I will say this.
Like,
This is not the best flattering capture of it, but I do know that it does. This picture suggests, and Mike, we've seen this look
Shot in the
before.
wild.
The guys that have to sort of figure out where they stop shaving because there's a place where the neck stops and the chest begins.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you
And
need
that could be- and certain O'Mara men, the O'Mara men have to be the O'Mara men, going back to my dad and my uncle, have nostril hair. Nostril hair that unchecked would result in
Could create a problem.
You could create a rope out of it. It's insanity, and I am a little over the top about it to the point where sometimes I can hurt myself because I take a trimmer and just go.
Do you ever pluck?
No.
Ooh,
God.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
There are other family members that I have, and my sister I think made me very aware of it because she had a neighbor, and he will go nameless as well because it's just too embarrassing. But they talked about his nose hair. And it was the night before she had a cocktail party. And I made a point of seeing this guy like right when he arrived.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of, you've seen this.
Yes.
You've seen the nose hair that goes down almost to the lip.
That's when
it's disgusting.
That's when you wish you had the cojones or the foresight to have emergency tweezers on yourself.
I know.
And just go.
Yeah.
Because the satisfaction of just pulling it out because it's been sticking out for a good millennia.
I've always felt if
We
you
just
pulled
gotta pull
one,
it.
if you pulled one, it would unravel like the top of a bag of dog food. It would just go.
Old men, I should point out because I'm around them all the time and I am one. Old men, as the hair leaves their head, it begins to show up in other places like ears and nose and that. So,
and Andy Rooney styled eyebrows
my
as well.
mom,
Yeah.
she's a big supporter of the show, so they have the Harry's razor in the house. But they also have, because she's a rube and she buys everything off QVC, she has everything they sell for any grooming habits, any printing issues. That's been well documented on the show.
Printing issues.
And my mom is known to attack my father with one of those micro touch buzzers when his nose hairs are too long.
That's
and
amazing.
she will do it at any moment. Like you'll just hear bzzz, and then she'll get him. She'll get him and he'll be like, Yoli! And then
I
they'll just
wouldn't
get
let
into
anybody
it.
near there. I wouldn't. So, Rob, how long is this incarnation?
This is
gonna
gone
last?
today. This is gone today.
Why did you do that?
Because I thought that it would be. I really didn't know.
thought it
Not
would
at
be
all.
cool.
I thought it would look better than this, but I never thought it would look good. I just thought it wouldn't make me look, as I said, like a fat simpleton. I don't want to emphasize.
Doesn't make you look like a simpleton. It
I
doesn't make
don't
you look
know.
like a
I
simpleton. You
think-
got to stop licking your lips. Because are your lips chapped too? Are your lips? Because Because I notice you're licking
Oh my
because
God.
when I trim my mustache, my lips get immediately dry.
Well, here it is. It's a weird sensation all around my oral cavity because I have not had this lack
oral
of
cavity.
Okay.
this lack of hair in a long time. I don't know the last time I've had nothing on my chin. It's a very weird sensation.
You look skinnier.
No, I don't.
You don't.
I'm looking at that face and I'm looking at your mustache and it's making my lips chap.
That really chaps your lips.
Any feedback from your
my
family?
Yeah, the wife says, "Oh, going with a mustache."
Glad things are going well.
Yeah.
Still, that's
I said,
that's wonderful.
I should have said you too, huh? I'm kidding, of course.
Wow.
Simply a joke. That's all. You know, we like to keep it lighthearted.
Oh my God, I love that.
Do you think this would have
At least she
prevented?
noticed.
Do you think this mustache would have prevented Rob from being cast in HBO's Crashing?
No, I think it would have helped.
I think it would have prevented me from becoming a father.
You're full DJ now.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
Oh, okay. Let me get the plug in. So
full
you guys,
DJ.
the episode that you're both in is coming up soon, right?
March
It's,
3rd.
March 3rd, yeah. But
March 3rd.
Crashing,
We got about a month.
The new season 3, premieres this coming Sunday night.
Yeah,
That's true.
this
At 10
Sunday.
p.m.
This Sunday.
10 p.m.
All right, I'm going to be all in. Will I be able to like pick up this season?
Oh, absolutely.
And,
Oh
dive
yeah,
right
yeah,
in?
and you
Yeah,
can
I get
also
that.
go. I mean, there's
What?
only
No.
16 episodes leading up, so you could go to HBO on demand and catch up. They're half-hour episodes. It's very entertaining. You loved his stand-up special, right?
Yeah,
Are they
it
going
would
to run
be
that
good.
show, or are they going to just continue to run that rock movie, that action adventure movie, like on a
Mike,
loop, on a continuous? Yes.
The majority of their programming, that is original programming, airs on specific evenings. So
Yeah, I know.
we'll never
I know.
get
I
the
know
binge
HBO,
out.
for
HBO
God's
works
sake.
like this, Mike. You pay a monthly subscription, and
So
then
you
know
plug
what?
your television into the wall.
Okay, can I tell you this? I'm really ready to just splurge and go back to DirecTV because the Xfinity I have, and I'm on a borrowed HBO right now, and it's choppy and it sucks, and the guide sucks, and I've had it for 3 months now.
Mike, you're
It
you're in the
sucks.
right state of the United States to get DirecTV because my DirecTV has been out since 4:30 yesterday, thanks to snowfall.
Oh, okay.
you're
All right. Well, yeah.
kidding.
The
I
dish is
understand that.
caked with snow. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought
The
about
plights
going
of a
out there
dish
and
owner.
that's the first thing I would do before I'd even shovel the
Oh,
wall.
Yeah,
it's
me
way,
too.
but it's
Broom and
way
get it.
on the crest of the top of the house. It's not accessible.
Oh, okay. I understand that. So, Sarah, what do you think? What's your final impression of Rob's new mustache?
how about,
know,
how about this? Infirmed or child predator? What does that scream?
Or a combination of both.
It is.
Especially when he smiles like that. He did.
I really do feel like saying what I mean. It has different looks that it suggests. One of them is, "No, Mrs. Carmichael, there's no reservation for you here."
That's the look right
It
there.
definitely seems, I would say, less child predator and really old school.
All right,
That's
you
it.
know,
That's good. He
I'll
wants
take that.
You definitely
Yeah.
are a throwback to the
you go.
1950s.
Vincent
100%.
Price.
Vincent Price, 1,000%.
Right.
1,000%
What about
that.
Orwell?
George Orwell.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe a little
Yes.
George Orwell. Do you know who that is?
Yes. War of the Worlds. Narrator.
No, that
The
would be
voice.
Orson Welles.
Damn it!
Oh.
You know what I see? When I see
I
that mustache,
haven't
I
What's
see,
that?
Yeah, I don't
I've
know.
made the martinis triple strength, and she feels wonderful.
Totally.
By the way, for
Totally.
those of you that don't know, we don't say it that often, but those actors, when you look at the old black and white movies from the 30s and 40s, you will go, all of those people were basically New Yorkers.
Yes.
Or that came out west, and they went to the same teacher who said, in order to be in the movies, you have to suddenly develop a voice like this.
There's
That is
articles.
the way you have to speak.
Like
the
in
best
Radio
example,
Days.
the greatest example, Radio Days, is the single best example.
I love that
when they
movie.
have Mia Farrow learning, when she's talking like that, and then she's like, "I went to the Cocoa Room the other night." It's beautiful.
Yes.
I love the way they did that. But
So yeah, this is folks, enjoy this look because it is short-lived.
So what are you going to do? You're going to go completely no mustache, no.
I'm going to shave
chin-
my entire body.
Really?
No, I will shave the mustache and then it'll come back in.
I want to see
a lot
that.
of razors.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to need a weed whacker.
no, you shave the mustache off, and then for the next month, you will be henceforth known as the Egg. That's what you'll be. Let's start the show, and then we'll start the Inquisition.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Mr. Mora?
Yeah?
Officer Olson?
Yeah, righto. Well, so I'm tending bar down there at Eklund and Swedlin's last Tuesday, and this little guy's drinking, and he says, so where can a guy find some action? I'm going crazy out there at the lake. And I says, what kind of action? And he says, woman action. What do I look like? And I says, well, what do I look like? I don't arrange that kind of thing. And he says, but I'm going crazy out there at the lake. And I says, yeah, but this ain't that kind of place.
Uh-huh.
He says, oh, so I get it. So you think I'm some kind of jerk for asking, only you don't use the word jerk.
I understand.
Then he calls me a jerk, says last guy thought he's a jerk is dead now. So I don't say nothing. He says, what do you think about that? And I says, well, that don't sound like too good a deal for him then.
You got that right.
Yeah, he says, yeah, that guy's dead, and I don't mean of old age. And then he says, geez, I'm going crazy out there at the lake.
White Bear Lake?
Yeah, well, at Eklund and Swedlin, that's closer to Moose Lake, so I made that assumption.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, he's drinking at the bar, so I don't think a whole great deal of it. But then Mrs. Mora, she heard about the homicides down here and thought I should call it in, so I called it in. End of story.
Well, what this guy look like, anyways?
Oh, he's a
kind of funny
little
looking
guy, kind of funny looking.
Uh-huh. In what way?
Oh, just in a general kind of way.
Okay. Well, thanks a bunch, Mr. Mora. You're right. It's probably nothing. But thanks for calling her in.
Sure. Looks like she's gonna turn cold tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Got a front coming in.
Yeah, you got that right.
This is Wade Byard, the Public Information Officer for Loudoun County Public Schools. The Mike O'Mara Show has decided to start now. Please make all necessary arrangements to listen. This is the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, and Oscar Santana. And now, without further delay, here's Mike O'Mara.
We're live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, panicked Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, TMOS to our friends, a worldwide podcast. We have wonderful listeners who have shown their love and support for the program for many, many moons. If you're a first-timer, sit back and enjoy and prepare to be entertained. For our longtime friends, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support. We love it, and for spreading the word every day about TMOS. From Phoenix, Maryland, to Seneca Falls, New York, from Superior, Wisconsin to Stanton, Virginia, from Colorado Springs to San Diego, the Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you today by Sleep Number. I love my Sleep Number bed. We just got a new frame to go around the Sleep Number bed.
Nice.
And, it's phenomenal. Carla still will not use the up-down, whatever that platform is.
Craftmatic.
Craftmatic is another bed.
I don't know enough.
The adjustable bed is what it is.
The adjustable bed. She won't use the adjustable. I said, why do you enjoy the magic of this adjustable? She said, I don't need it. You need it. Why do you need it so much? I said, because
you should say,
great.
Princess, enjoy your spoils.
Studies do say that if you sleep in and again, I've seen this on Facebook.
Oh, then it's true.
If you sleep in the what is your baby position, the fetal
really?
position, that will give you a better night's sleep.
Well,
and you can do that when you raise your back.
Well, you know what?
It's like you're
I do it. I do it to watch television. Anyway, the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed.
Okay.
We'll let you kick off 2019 right with proven quality sleep. I love it. I've had this product. I've told you how great it is for years and years. So many couples disagree on mattress firmness. Mine is firmer than Carla's. That's the only thing that's firmer than Carla's.
Hey, now come now.
The new beds are so smart, they sense your every move and automatically adjust to you, keeping you sleeping comfortably throughout the night. My Sleep Number setting is currently a 90, nice and firm for the old bad back. Carla's is a 65. We love it, and you can do it any way you want, whatever fits you best. Come in during the January savings event and save up to $500 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Sleep Number is the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. You'll only find Sleep Number at one of the 575 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Visit sleepnumber.com/TMOS to find the one nearest you and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Please do that. If you don't do that,
woot.
The whole thing is futile. We are joined by Sarah Fraser from the Hey Phrase podcast, which is going. So how is your podcast going? How is everything in the world of podcasting?
Good. All is great. I mean, don't you love it? I love every day I come in and I'm like, oh my God, I love that this is what I now do as my primary job. It's amazing.
Well, it's the best thing I've ever in the broadcast business.
Yes.
As much as I'm capable of loving anything in our business,
I know.
This is top of the heap. I like doing this more than I said that to somebody just the other day, that this type of medium coming in and having the freedom to really kind of explore anything we want to explore without worrying about suits, and it's our own. It's really, really special. And, everything, television, movies, everything's niche now. Everything's a niche. And so, having this is really cool just because you never know what direction it's going to go. And it's a more intimate form of communication with your audience than even radio. And I didn't think there was anything that could be more intimate than the radio audience. So it's fine. And we will, by the way, we will bring back some phone calls. I know people have contacted me and said, do that once in a while. We're just figuring it out, retooling it a little bit. It got kind of stale, and I want to make sure
it's actually their fault.
Yeah.
It is the audience's fault.
You know what?
Yeah, you see, there's something you can't say on the radio.
No. You didn't call when we asked you to call.
Could you see Jack Diamond saying that? Hey, I'm real sorry about the show,
when you
but
did
it's your
call,
fault.
some of them weren't quality calls.
Well, no, I don't mind talking to Dirk and Scooter from Mobile every Wednesday, but, it's just...
Throwback. The control room is dying right now because they deal with the initial call and they know the names. And I think
every week.
Paraphrase to me after one show.
Yeah, that was
like,
really cool that Joel Rogers went to Amsterdam 4 times a year. But it got
again.
to,
I think Pony said, "What do you want me to do when Dirk calls?"
Yes. We love you, Preston.
I mean, no, hold on. I have to say to Dirk Vastrick, thank you for supporting our program.
Being a friend.
Yes. Thank you for caring enough to go. Dirk falls into the category of somebody that called, I think, really, his primary motivation was to support the show.
And hit on Carla.
And hit on Carla. But, I mean, it's great. Do you take phone calls on your podcast?
It's so funny. We've gone back and forth about this, too. And I think we hooked up, your phone line like one day. And we had a couple of calls. But, yeah, you know what? I feel like the next big thing is just listener submission. So people can, you guys can have a Dropbox link. People can, put up a video. They can just, call and leave a message. And then you can sort of sort through what you want to play, what you don't. So I think we're going to go that route.
You sniff out what you want.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. And it's just fun that we're doing. But like all studios, whether it's podcasting studios, radio studios, you would know better than I would, Sarah. Television studios, I don't know whether they get crapped up too. But the issue came up, and we started it on our bonus program, the issue of furniture damage. And I'll turn it over to Oscar and Rob because they can speak to a recap of what we were talking about and what has happened because it's ongoing.
Mike is being kind, Sarah. It's destruction of property.
Okay.
And
blatant,
to put it kindly.
Is this the Hey Fresh podcast that's doing this? Probably.
So, and we don't know because you're the tip of the spear for Hey Phrase, right? So we're going to find out exactly what's going on.
What's the issue?
The chairs we have around us, they look willy-nilly, right? But brand new, they're $1,200 a piece. Yeah. The one you're sitting in is roughly $600-700 a piece.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
We have some allegations that have been made, not by me because I can only do so much, that it is possible that 1 or 2 of your producers may be suspects to having some sort of nervous tick.
Is that where we left it off?
Yes.
See, as soon as you tell me Sarah's coming on the show, I just go, well, that's just going to be a good show.
Yes.
So I didn't even think. Had we completely put to bed Rob Ford?
We were there.
And Pony Boy Matt Bloom?
Yes. Yes.
Remember, Pony's a tapper, not a picker.
That's right.
That's what he said, he's a tapper.
Oh, is someone
and
picking?
Rob's Ford's thumbs are too large to actually fit in that hole.
But when you showed it to me on camera, it appeared to be, it wasn't like somebody had torn away. Someone had actually dug in and inserted a finger into the padding on the armrest, which is not, and it's not vinyl covering foam like the cheap ones. It's like a space age polymer,
like a beaver with their thumb. They have dug in to the side and the arms of our furniture. Now,
and if you need a mental picture, Mike, remember it's like a beaver with your thumb.
Yes,
like a beaver with your thumb.
If your thumb was a beaver, better.
still not great.
Well, why don't you help instead of hurt?
Okay, what happens is they're using their thumb to bore in to the actual armrest. Yeah. And it's the kind of thing where it's not like a gentle pick, but they're actually penetrating the polymer and leaving substantial damage behind.
Okay, well, how big is this hole? Like, because I feel like we'll be able to narrow it down. If this is a guy, if this is a girl, because we have some interns.
Do we have the chair? Do we have the chair?
Please, if you don't mind rolling in the chair.
Roll it in.
Yeah, Exhibit A, please. Bring in Exhibit A.
Now, wait, where do you usually find this chair?
Now, this is what hurts. Because the people I'm about to talk about, I care for. Yeah. The chair is usually found with one Andrea/AJ.
Oh, no!
Lopez. Or with Luis. Now, both fellow Latinos, which hurts my feelings because I don't like outing our own person.
Yeah.
Our own
Let me
people
just
here.
say, once you let two of them into the building, it's terrible. And now that there are three in the building, oh my God.
The reason we build walls around houses is because walls work. We're going to build a wall around this chair.
What?
Is examining.
Somebody really did dig into this.
Yeah.
This is like a nice freaking chair. Who? Yeah. Oh my God! Someone has a nervous tick.
As a reset, it is the right armrest on this chair, and it's inset on the inside, maybe 3 or 4 inches to the point exactly. Where if you were to rest your hand on the end of the armrest, that's where the thumb is.
Now, yeah, but all right, let's just say you're the nervous tick person, right? And you're sitting there with your hand there. And suddenly you see it gives a little, and then you can dig, and then then as soon as the hole starts happening, digging's fun. It feels good to dig and just get all that anxiety coming right out of the tip of your thumb.
The software doesn't crack.
Oh my God! This is crazy.
Now that alone, that one chair alone would be upsetting enough to be like, we got to put a stop to this.
Right.
I don't believe. Now, listen, I should also say I don't believe this is a capital offense by any
No.
This is not someone who's going to be.
Yeah, they're nice.
It's not a fireable offense.
Feelings are hurt, and there is concern.
Maybe a suspension.
Well, and I mean,
without pay.
Like the government.
Oh, okay.
Precisely,
most of our staff is without pay.
Yeah, I was going to say, that might be a dream come true for them.
What it would be is a reward.
Like, what do we owe?
You wrecked the chair, you get the day off.
What do we owe for this chair?
Don't come in.
You mean I get the day off for my free job?
This
Sarah,
is crazy.
You're a professional. What is your? Can you assess the damage and tell us what your impressions are?
Well, it's kind of a bummer because I feel like if we did work for a radio station, of course we would want to stick it to them, and we would be like, let's do this to every chair.
Yeah, they were all shredded. We were talking about that on Friday's show. That they actually shred with razor blades and fingernails and pencils.
Yeah, poke.
Absolutely.
I knew a couple of disc jockeys.
What?
Back in the day, that actually may have taken pieces of pizza and gone into the general manager's office and hid them under the couch cushions. That is that, and I just want to say that is the most unprofessional thing I've ever heard.
The most amazing thing is that it was a classical music station.
Yes, it was. Yeah. What's next? What's next? Peeing on a radiator?
You never would do that.
We're all about being buddies here.
Yeah, it's a collective.
One hand washes the other.
Now, know that one hand.
Well, I may have. All right. Anyway, go ahead. What?
That one hand that's picked that chair has picked. We found out 2 other chairs.
Oh no!
2 others.
This is
others.
Become a cycle.
So somebody's moving chair to chair and digging into that. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's actually a problem.
And see, what's sad is that there is
HR on the phone.
I'm positive it's
on
okay.
The phone. Come
now
on.
I'm sure it's Hey Frage. This is our crew.
And so many chairs
I think
are mobile.
It's Paul Wharton. I think it's Paul Wharton who's no longer. When was the last time someone was digging?
Well, this is the thing.
I blame Paul, right? I mean, we could kick him out at any time.
No, we're not kicking anyone out.
He has to show up for him to kick him out, doesn't he?
What we want to find out is this: if they need help, we will help them.
We will pay for their first session.
If they need one of those stress balls to dig into, we will provide Podcast Village stress balls. They're infinitely cheaper than an arm for a chair.
You know what's even cheaper than that?
They need.
Do you remember? I know that when Robert was little, he would scratch his face, so we had little socks that we put on his hands.
No, Michael had eczema.
Yes.
Little Michael had eczema when he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
We have all these little tiny baby pictures of him where he's got mittens and socks on his hands, so it doesn't shred his face.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Okay, this is perfect. The penance. Once we figure out who, and you can't tell you have to now be the boss.
I'll look out.
Being
the
the boss is the
investigation
worst part
continues.
of running your own business. You have to be the boss, and now eyeball both AJ and Luis.
Oh, you
and
got it.
your rogue intern, who I forget her name all the time.
Christina.
Yeah, Christina. Yes.
And let me
Give
just
her-
point out. Let me just say one thing. This is not a capital offense.
No, it's not a big deal.
I really do believe, and I don't have, I'm not up there. As much as I run things on
No,
this
you've
show,
got skin in
I
the
run
game.
I know I've got skin in the game, but I run them from afar. But I just make a suggestion, and my suggestion would be not a capital offense, but I do believe the hands shall be bound.
Yes, I agree.
After
Yes.
this,
I'm worried, though, that whoever's picking this is also eating it. Like, I think this is like a
God.
Next level. Whoa.
I'm
rubber.
serious. We have.
Foam rubber in the
Yes.
belly.
I want to look out for, and you've got the cameras. We need to go back and look because I watch My Strange Addiction, and this isn't. They're not picking for stress. They're eating. They're eating the foam.
So I now look. I never.
Well,
my camera
who's the
shot. I
hungriest?
didn't get a good enough picture. Does it look as though the material that was dug was removed? Is this kind of a
Yes.
Shawshank Redemption
Yes.
pick where you take away the Raquel Welch poster and it's a hole
Yep.
that's
Yes,
in there?
yes, it's
Yeah.
been bored.
Really?
I'm gonna
Although
go-
I do think that if you were to
Are they
check,
taking the foam rubber out into the yard and like dropping it through their pants
Yes.
leg?
Like in The Great
nobody can
Escape?
see what's going on? Yeah, no, not the Great Escape, Rob. How about the Shawshank
Shawshank
Redemption?
Redemption.
also in The Great
Okay.
Escape, though, both of them. I think that following your
I don't know
show,
the other movie.
following your show, if you were to do a cursory, just a casual look at their right thumbnail, I think even if they eat,
Charlie Burney said that, right?
there's going to
Yeah.
there'll be some remnant under the nail
All right.
because of the
There'll be
digging.
residue.
Yeah, residue.
I'm also going to say this. We do have a resident model, Leslie, and she could be eating the foam to really fill up her stomach so she doesn't have to eat really
Stay
good. I'm just
skinny.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just
She
saying.
does.
Like,
She-
that's-
I-
I'm just saying.
This is the thing. I see her when we get lunch. She actually orders lunch.
Is she really
Yeah,
eating?
I want to. She was the first person because I was like, she's always well put together. She clearly is fastidious about like everything being organized. And then it didn't work out. Now, let me say this, Mike. Whoever it is, and if we can agree as a team here, because we're really running two different organizations within an organization.
Sure.
Right.
Now, there's no human resources here per se. So, if we do offend anybody, talk to Hey Phrase. She'll straighten you out.
Well,
I feel
congrats,
like we
you just
should-
got appointed head of
No,
HR.
I feel like we should talk to
wait, hold
Shannon.
on.
Your
Have
wife.
we thought for sure it was Rofo. Then we thought for sure it was Pony. Now we're pointing at the producers on the Hey Phrase.
Yes.
So we don't know. We have no idea.
The only evidence I have is this. When I initially went to go check the chair last week, Mike, when I was running around finding the chair, I found. Oh, she's going to kill me for this.
No, it's fine.
I found Andrea, AJ,
Yes.
from Hey Phrase, sitting in the chair, and she was holding
Oh, no.
the actual arm that we're talking about right now, and her thumb was inside the hole.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's okay. Well, hold
Now.
on. That's huge. That's huge in a court of law. That's huge.
But I have to say that if I was sitting in that chair and there was a little hole like that, my thumb would rest right
I'd
in
put
that
it in
hole.
there.
Yeah, you know, it almost looks like.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I'll go a step further. I would say that if the thumb abuser started that hole and I was the next one to use that chair, I would that hole wouldn't be smaller. After
That's
I got
true.
that.
See?
I wouldn't take material out. Well, I might take material.
It
you know,
was
it
just
does- if
resting
it's-
in there, and I didn't want to out her because I was like, I can't. We have to talk about this internally before we go public. With
If
this.
it
my
is
God, this
properly
is-
placed, it's almost like a thumb rest.
Yeah.
Like an
Like a
ergonomic chair.
comfortable-
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially on a cold winter day, a comfortable warm spot for your thumb.
That's right. Your warm thumb has never been happier than when you sit
Sarah's
in the
checking
defiled
out
chair.
the hole right now.
But sadly, though, this is like a thumb and a forefinger. I mean,
Yeah,
this is like
yeah, they're
thumb
two holes.
pointy
They're two holes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
person is getting ready to carve out a whole 4 or 5 fingers. Like they are.
You know what? You
It
really
looks to me.
to
Yeah.
It
properly
looks to me.
test
Hold on a
drive it.
second. It looks to me to be one in the first hole and another in the second.
Sarah, why don't you sit in the chair?
Mike, I'm with you. I was thinking the same thing.
Sit in the chair because what you're doing now is you're touching the holes with the wrong
we're
hand.
Enjoying a moment here, Mr. Belvedere. We're having a moment here. All right, go ahead.
I got where you were going with that.
I was going to say to properly test how the holes are, in relation to the hand. You really should sit in the chair because you're using the wrong hand for it.
Yeah, it's duck pin bowling time.
And if it wasn't that heavy, it wasn't a heavy chair. You could carry the chair like a 6-pack.
That's true, Mike.
Ah, yeah.
What is the matter with you?
Okay.
I don't know.
I can't. And Oscar, other chairs have now had this.
They have a similar picketing, as I like to call it.
No.
Same style? Same style of chair?
Same culprit. Mm-hmm. And those chairs have been moved downstairs to the proper office space because we don't want guests to see these chairs.
But the way you're sitting in the chair now, the chair in question, Sarah, it's almost impossible to use the forefinger to pick, right?
It is true, yeah.
You actually would have
really
to use your other finger.
Yeah, unless you had some sort of like space age, R2D2 double jointed quality or something.
Or
do you have any double jointed interns?
I asked my wife. I said, "Do you think someone with a fresh manicure would actually start picking?" And I said, "Why would they ruin their manicure?"
Hey,
I don't know
can
how
I ask you a
works.
question about? Do the two holes look like perhaps one was just the first hole that was really dug out by the thumb, and the second one was the beginnings of a hole that could eventually get deeper. That's what it looked like to me.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. So it's idle hands. Now, and I'm not going to tell you how to do your job as an investigator. I can just tell you.
Oh, here it comes. That's
what I would do.
But yeah,
is I would think about the way that your show's laid out. It's similar to the Michael Maroon show.
Do you have the SVU? Jung.
Yeah, I do.
That's even better. I'd like
Give me the.
So, first, in your control room, you usually have 1 to 2 individuals that don't say much, but are on pins and needles, making sure everything goes right. So that would add a level of anxiety that would maybe draw someone to some sort of outlet. Okay. And that outlet may be
Phrase,
the chair.
Are you a taskmaster during your podcast?
Not really.
No.
I usually sit where Oscar's sitting. Yeah. I can't see them.
Yes.
And, I'm going to be honest, they never seem like they're on a high anxiety level. They always seem like...
Because I never see
how
you run
it works. If it doesn't, I'm like, is there... And I'm like usually the one running around with a chicken with my head cut off. Like, guys, hello, is anyone else feeling any anxiety here? And everybody else is like, oh, should we get an image? Yes!
So you don't run... You're not... So you're kind of... you're kind of like live and let live in there and everything's kind of cool. You're the anti-me.
I am the anti-you. Yeah, you know what? Because I worked in radio, right? So I worked for a lot of guys that threw trash cans and keys, and I thought,
hey, let's not back off on the monsters, okay?
Wow.
Thank you.
We've hit a nerve.
Let's back
off
on the monsters.
But radio back in the day, people used to behave differently. So I was always like, I'm not going to kind of go like that.
You don't want to be the Matt Lauer of podcasting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But I'm not really trying to, I would
or
try.
Are you?
Yeah.
She has a button under her desk.
Was he throwing trash cans? He was just trying to have sex with everybody,
house.
right?
This doesn't have anything to do with sex. This has to do with bad behavior.
The sex part sounds good to me. You just got to pick people that are willing. That's the problem. They always pick these women that, of course, they don't want it.
This is why we made her head of HR.
By the way, if I was in a court of law,
so did they want it? Did they not?
And you had two, judges up there. One was the sexual harassment judge.
Yeah.
I would be cleared immediately. If you had the make people cry judge, I might have to stay in the trial.
That might be a problem. Might be a problem.
It was not cool.
Isn't there a scene in the new Ruth Bader Ginsburg movie where she's the make people cry judge?
Make people cry. Alan Goodman said make people feel good. The Don and Mike show, we said make people cry.
NPC.
We'll take a break and we'll come back with more fun. We have to honor her time. Is she cool?
Oh,
is
I'm good. What time is it?
good?
Yeah, I love being on this show. You guys are awesome.
Hang on. You're more talented than any of us, so we'll keep you here.
Oh, yeah, right.
We'll take a break and we will come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you have holes in your colon? Did you miss the Florida theme parks with your niece and nephew over the holidays? Didn't receive any gifts at all at Christmas? There's now a cure to beat the winter blues, and it's called retail therapy. Hi there. I'm not a doctor, but I am playing one on this promo. My prescription is to treat yourself through the TMOS Holiday Shopping Center. Now stocked with 3 great retailers to shop through: Macy's, Target, and Walmart. Just click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com and ho Nelly, the gifts you've always wanted, shipped to your door. The TMOS Shopping Center, one of the best ways you can support hilarity in 2019.
That is Jim Amato. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Stamps.com. Hey, listen, how would you like a New Year's resolution that you can actually keep? Resolve to stop going to the post office when you don't have to, while saving time and money with Stamps.com. Stamps.com brings all the services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your computer. Simply print official U.S. postage for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it, and your mail carrier picks it up. No more lugging mail to the post office, no more hassles. Plus, with Stamps.com, you get discounted postage rates that you can't even get at the post office, and there's no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. Convenient, easy, reliable, efficient. That's Stamps.com. We've used Stamps.com since the start of this podcast because it saves time, hassle, and money. That's how you got your fruitcakes, people.
True, people.
And right now, you too can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. So start the new year right. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com, and enter TMOS. So to wrap this up, the Inquisition will continue. And we will just keep the jury door open.
I'm on the lookout. This is crazy. And I really do. I think people are eating this. I think someone's got, what do they call it, pica or something? Is that what it is when you've got you love to eat?
Yeah, I remember the lady that ate a car seat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, I remember that.
Somebody is like vitamin A deficient and they're noshing on your chairs.
Noshing?
They are.
So look.
So you without a doubt believe that this is
absolutely.
This person is eating the material.
100%. There's no way you're picking and throwing away.
I won't ask you to name a name, but do you think there is a Hey Frage staffer that is your number one suspect at this point?
Now remember, they don't listen to this show, so they're not going to know. You're in the clear.
How do we know this? I feel like they all do.
They're too busy.
Very busy.
You better keep them busy, because I feel like that'll be the one time they're like, oh, what's going on TMOS? Oh, we're talking about it.
You said that I was the chair picker.
I mean, I feel like it could be anybody, right?
Okay,
It's
so
always someone you don't suspect.
These are my scenarios. They're watching and they're not doing, so they're picking. They're nervous, so they're picking. They're waiting for a video to render, so they're picking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be the giveaway, yeah. Because I was
By the way,
say,
I don't necessarily, as someone who's abused property in a radio station multiple times,
me too.
I don't know whether it's necessarily nerves as much as it's just something to do. You know, like when the other person's talking on a show, you might just sit there and take a pencil.
I understand.
Dig it across the wood.
But I mean, I used to steal all kinds of stuff from the radio station, again, to stick it to them. Like toilet paper, napkins, like everything I could find. I thought, I'm not going. Why am I going to Costco when they're buying it?
Right. Yeah.
Really stick it to them.
It's shrinkage.
I remember when I finally found out how much printer ink actually cost.
I know, what a bummer, right?
It's a drag, man.
It's very, very scary.
I will share this.
Yes.
Oh, God damn it, Oscar, you big mouth. I remember back in the day.
Yes.
There were times where people would come in and say, we work for CBS Radio. At multiple radio stations this happened.
Yes.
They would say, God damn it. And somebody was always in charge of all the office supplies.
Right.
Where the F did the printer paper go? And we were too poor to own a printer, so we'd come to the radio station and print like you would for work.
Sure.
That's fine.
Right. Of course.
But I'd always wonder, I was like, who the F, as a younger man, would take printer paper home?
Yeah.
Like, why would you? I was flabbergasted. Like, what, you can't afford your own printer paper? You can, but if you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
If you saw a $10 bill laying in the street, would you pick it up?
As I got older, I started realizing, this is why sometimes people bring gym bags to work, because they're stealing supplies.
Well, it's also why periodically, back in the days, I would say, I'm going to see my nephew or my niece. Is there anything cool I could bring them? from the prize closet. And they'd bring me down to the prize closet, and there'd be nothing in there.
Nothing.
There would be nothing because they'd been always pilfered. Like the good stuff lasts for 15 seconds and then goes home with people. That's the way it would be. And, it's always surplus stuff and the good surplus stuff, because really the prizes for the listeners would be given to the listeners.
Right.
They would get the really good stuff. But if there were a few extra copies of something lying around,
or someone didn't pick it up and it was past the 90 days, it's generally the radio station's property to do with what they will.
But did your nephew enjoy his Nantucket Nectar's T-shirt?
I have to say this, though. In 2019, I would like a TMOS T-shirt and hat.
Oh, that's no problem, Mike. No problem.
Again,
you guys.
I would like a new. Do you remember the embroidered TMOS hat?
Oh, yeah.
Black with
we
the red letters
on those.
Wasn't that a great hat?
Yeah, it was great.
Can we bring a version of those back and maybe just?
We can bring them back for you, not the listener.
Well, what's the matter? Why?
They really didn't sell.
I don't necessarily care about selling them as much.
Yes.
What do you think? Is there? Look, as the Swagmeister, with you and Chad on the Big O and Duke show have T-shirts for. A day of the week.
Yes.
What is? I mean, I wouldn't mind a really nice. I want a concerted effort.
Bully, we should do this.
You think we should have a T-shirt hat?
I think we should have a store. No. I think the hats. I think those are a no-go.
How about visors?
Visors could work. What do you use? What do you wear to play golf? What works for you? I think he's got a visor.
He's getting the visor.
I think he's got a visor.
By the way, this haircut, I'm really sorry. I was sitting there blow drying my hair today, and this idiot, miserable individual that did that.
Callaway.
He's got a Callaway golf visor.
That's great.
That looks great and pricey. I like the embroidery.
Yeah.
Now, some say that this is the old school, wearing a visor as opposed to a hat, but I just don't like the way my hair looks.
Can I give you a little context for the hats? Yeah. Hats, people are very picky about which type of hat they wear. Do they wear a snapback? Do they wear an actual fitted hat? There's so many options, which will drop you in some sort of gray area when they're about to buy.
This has the Velcro back.
That's a big winner.
That's a winner.
And let's do the Velcro back with the TMOS logo.
Yeah. But we should write
let's
something.
Do visors.
Let's spice it up a little bit. Instead of TMOS, we should write something new. Something new for the 2019.
I don't want too much. I hate too much text. I like TMOS because you can wear it and you're not.
What about
it's kind of an exclusive club.
TCB.
All right,
hey, that's no good.
No. He's just doing shtick.
How about on the front of it we write, "If you pick it, eat it."
Doing shtick.
TMOS.
Don't just look at it.
Yes, I love that, Rob.
Thank
Brilliant.
You.
Yes,
Put that on a visor. Yeah.
I will buy. Awesome.
Too much to ask. Hat, visor combinations. 2 colors in T-shirts, 2 colors in hats. Hats, black and white. That's it. The visor's just a black visor and a white visor.
Got it.
All right?
Yes.
And TMOS. That's my.
Otherwise,
do whatever you want with it.
No problem.
And do you think people would wear the visor? I know my wife likes wearing.
I do.
Visors.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
What about armchair covers that look picked?
So, Phrase, you are going to get to the bottom of this and find out what's going on.
I can't believe it. It was so funny. I heard you guys talking about this last week, but I had no idea this was what it was. Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, if it is your team, no big deal.
Are you taking me to commercial?
Yeah, we're late.
If it is your team,
we're quite late.
No big deal that they're eating off our complete chairs. No biggie. Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, these people are grown adults.
Well, find out. Look, this is classic young DJdom.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? We're
going to our third break. This is our third break, and then I got 2 more after this, so we're all right.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we not?
We normally break at about 48 for this break. It's scheduled for 39. We normally break at 48.
Did this happen during Crashing in HBO? Did he do this to you?
Oh, Rob?
Yeah.
No, the funniest...
This is the Sarah Fraser factor.
This has nothing to do with Sarah being here.
Well, then I usually say, I give you this, right?
Yeah,
Don't I give you this?
You wound up the merchandising.
Remember that monster thing, for Christ's sake? I'm just trying to tell you that's normally what I do. I do like this, hey, and I was gonna ask you about the friggin' snow that you got, and what?
What Rob is doing subconsciously with his new mustache is he is flexing his power to show, hey, Phrase, hey, look how I can wield my power over Mike to go to break.
Love it.
Now, he tried to do that without drawing attention to it, but then you're like, hey, man, it's not time for us to break. I'm not done talking.
All right. Have we buttoned up the goddamn thing with the chair?
Yeah, we're done.
Yes.
All right, we're done with that. All right, we'll come back. I want to ask you all about the snow that you got. All right, now you want to hit your... God, Jay Giles band. That's like sticking a knitting needle in my...
But Mike, because it's freeze frame, because these are all snow-related records today, you see.
I'm sorry. I'm being mean. Let's take a break and let's come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, it's vacation time for your Paisan Paulie. I'm headed off to Punta Cana for some sun, fun, and endless margaritas. So while I'm away from the hustle and bustle of the city, I know I can take the Mike O'Mara Show with me through the TMOS app.
Thank you, Paul.
Or I can stream the boys on YouTube while I'm eating nachos with queso by the pool. Now, let's get back to the winner of the 1973 World's Best Cabana Boy Trophy, Mike O'Mara.
Rob, would I be accurate in saying that was a bit more of a Paulie commercial than a show promo commercial?
I think it's great that Paul Christine is getting some time out of the country and enjoying himself, but his point is valid. When you're on the go, you can always take the show with you.
And I certainly like looking at what he's eating.
I do, too.
I mean, he puts a lot of pictures up with his date when they're at restaurants.
Yes.
Let's get back to the show, brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. Something to consider from Cornerstone First Financial. Economic uncertainty, boy, is there, all around the globe has resulted in mortgage interest rates that are at their lowest level in years. Now is the time to take out cash for any reason. Why not pay off that holiday debt now that rates are down and home values are up nationwide? Cornerstone First Financial offers free float down, a free float down. Now that means if rates continue to drop while they process your loan, you still get the lower rate. That's pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Love that.
How about that? Isn't that something? You can refinance now and skip your Feb payment since HELOCs.
Oh no, it's a HELOC!
They're coming,
Mike.
They're coming to take you away.
I am the HELOC. I am the HELOC.
No, a HELOC is a home equity line of credit. I've had about 30 of them. They're no longer tax deductible under the new tax plan. Thanks, Mr. Man. You can refi and save hundreds of dollars every month and pay off those bills. Tap into your equity and start 2019 with a clean slate. Plus, if you're working with friends of TMOS, we love them. The people at Cornerstone First Financial, they're in our building, and they still advertise because
they do.
You have responded to them, and you know that they treat you better if you're a fan of this show.
Yes.
That is such cool news. They are licensed in Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, and Colorado. More to come. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. Let me get the special Washington, D.C. snow music. I'm Topper Shot. I'm Howard Bernstein. That's all. I'm out of because they're all
Doug Kammerer.
Oh yeah, Doug.
No, he doesn't earn it. No.
He's a dreamboat.
Oh, he's the guy with the cleft in his chin.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
okay. Doug,
good-looking guy.
I'm
Where's
Doug
Tucker
Kammerer.
Barnes?
Who?
No shout out to Tucker
Yeah,
Barnes.
no, Mike doesn't like.
Is that
Fox
a Channel
affiliates,
5-er?
you know.
Is that Channel
no
5?
Fox. Yeah,
Morning on
okay,
Channel
gotcha.
5.
No,
yeah.
don't say no, Fox.
I hear it all the time, so no problem
No,
here.
stop that. Stop.
Doesn't bother me.
No, did you mention Sue Palka?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Sue.
Sue sweet.
Legendary.
I got a new one for her.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Mike.
Yes?
What was interesting about this storm is, I think for the first time on television, on any channel, I didn't hear a government liberal leave policy, which was really
because
weird.
there's no government to liberal leave.
That's right.
All right.
That's
Good
so
point.
true. Well, Mike, you would have been out of your mind.
I don't know any details of this. I have no idea when it started. I don't know. I guess it was a Saturday into Sunday storm.
It was supposed to start at about 4 o'clock on Saturday. They got that right. They missed it by about 15 minutes. Started a little before 4.
Now, if you're responsible and you actually do want to work for a living, that's a pretty cool storm. To hunker down at 4 o'clock on a Saturday, get your booze, put a fire on, and just
awesome.
really dig it.
Podcast Village was open on Saturday.
I can't believe you had to work. That's
Yeah.
such a bummer. It was like, but wait, were you here yesterday?
Yes, I was here yesterday as well.
Oh, there was so much good football. It was like a great day.
Keep working. Keep working. You know who came in on Saturday? I think their episode drops today, if I'm not mistaken. Rahm Emanuel.
Oh, did he?
He brought
the guest.
he brought in
Oscar and I were speculating that they may have
guest,
had
and the guest
we thought it would be Barry.
Was huge, but it was not the former president of the United States, Barack Obama.
Are you able to spill the beans on the guest?
I think it's fine. If not, then what are they going to do? So
I've been here. Yeah, too bad.
General McChrystal.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was fascinating as far as podcasts go and what they recorded.
That's big. Yeah.
I'll make sure to share once.
Did you get a chance to speak to Mayor Emanuel? What are you playing?
Oh, come, Emmanuel.
You're really funny, actually.
Stop it.
No, don't do this.
No, don't do Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's
You're
like a little funny.
We are look at him. Look at him.
Actually, no, Mike, as good as that felt, it's not even balanced by the fact that I'm going to get so much S for that. So I hated that compliment.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
Did he cuss? Did he cuss off air like he's known to? He's supposed to have quite a potty mouth.
Oh, you know what? I'll let you know. He did not curse, but it was a type of charisma that I don't generally see. And
okay.
Not even around here.
Not even around here.
You're
wow. Where he was just so matter of fact and professional and well put together, and the way that he addressed everyone on the team was what people, I guess, talk about when they talk about meeting Bill Clinton or talk about meeting Barack Obama, President Barack. Where I said, now I understand, because I'd never experienced that, and now you understand why certain people are built certain ways. Where you're like, oh, I see why this is happening. This is generally someone that is well equipped for what they're doing, but also very well attuned to what I would say your emotional IQ to understand. Like, I'm going to talk to the co-founders of this place. I'm also going to talk to the executive producer that's supposed to make me sound good. And I'm also going, and Charlie brought his daughter who's a freshman in college.
Yep.
And he spent the most time talking to her about her major and really engaging with her.
All right. So you got kind of an eyewitness as what a real politician knows what to do.
Right? To maneuver.
Yeah, very cool.
So we were open. But Rob was right where he said that at 4 o'clock it was supposed to hit. And I remember looking outside. I was like, oh, they messed it up again. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And as Rob said, around 4 o'clock, you're like, oh, this dusting isn't a dusting anymore.
So it hit. How many inches of snow did you get out in Leesburg?
What was wild is they blew it. It was supposed to be 3 to 7, and I was right on the line. So I was expecting like maybe 4 inches of snow where I lived.
Okay.
And so the first through the night, when I woke up, we had 6 inches. It bailed for a little while, and it came back. We got 4 more. We got a total of 10 inches before bedtime last night.
How about D.C. proper?
Now,
How many,
this is what's crazy. In D.C., you usually don't get the snow because it's warmer in the city.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is because the government's closed and there's nobody turning on the lights in those buildings, or
that's the heat. It's from the heat.
Or nobody's running on the roads, and they're just. I would say 12 inches dropped in the city proper, Mike. In the city proper.
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And Sarah, did you get a lot of snow where you are?
I mean, I'm in Arlington, so not far from Podcast Village here. But yeah, I would say same thing. Like Oscar, like almost 12 inches. Yeah, it was crazy.
And it was very fluffy, very heavy.
Did you do anything special? Did you do anything special
for
your...
hunkered down. You know,
the playoffs were on. She's right.
Playoffs were on. It was such good football.
Well, there was one playoff game. I mean, the Patriots game was a joke.
Yeah, but you didn't know that going in.
Bob Kraft and John Bon Jovi. Hey, John Bon Jovi, sit up in my owner's box. Yeah. Hey, the rich get richer.
You know who is, they're going to be, they're a sponsor on the show. They're going to be a sponsor on the show. So full disclosure, Postmates. They deliver food.
Can I give you? Can I give you my little exchange that I had? Go ahead and keep talking. I'll try to find it for you.
So,
did I just lose you there? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, we're still here. Yeah, we see you.
All right,
so I'm just sitting there at work, and I'm like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to order food. Who's going to deliver? No one's delivering in this. And yes, so that was Saturday. So we ended up just going down the street, grabbing something, coming back. But on Sunday, I was like, there's nobody going to be on the roads. There's half these restaurants are open, but you can't. I had somebody deliver me barbecue, like full barbecue. I'm talking about pork tips and ribs and everything else.
That sounds amazing.
On demand. And the lady who came couldn't have been fine. And we did it because they gave us credit to try it out. I was shocked, Mike. We are the laziest country in America to shut down in the middle of the snow. If you want a job and you want to drive through the slop, you can.
Yeah.
So I post on Facebook yesterday during the Patriots game because the Patriots were completely blowing
they blew out the Chargers.
San Diego Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers.
The score is not indicative of what happened.
It was they were just crushed. There was no, and they did a replay that was, they reviewed it for about 20 minutes. It was ridiculous. So I post, NFL replay reviews are, capital letters, out of control. And then our dear friend, Barbara Bannon Moody, who is not only a huge New England Patriots fan, but noted Democrat, writes to me. She says, I know you're sick of the Patriots winning, Mike. Ha, 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 with a little emoji. And then I immediately trump her by writing, hey, Trump's favorite owner and his favorite QB, Barb. And then she writes back to me, stop it. This isn't political. Let me have my sports free of the madness. So I had just thought
I love when you troll our listeners.
My best to Chuck.
I trolled her. Yeah, I trolled her.
Good
It was
job.
fantastic.
But the snow, I don't. The weekend, it's twofold as far as the mania that goes down in the city. And I can't speak for Rob and I can't speak for Sarah, but I'll say in the city proper. I felt like the idea that you've been off work for a month and it was a snow day took away from the joy that is
probably
an actual snowstorm.
Right.
Because you're like, all right, it's bad enough that the government's closed. Nothing's going to happen anyway. So is this any different except for the fact that I have to shovel snow and I can't go to work anyways?
Did you do anything special, Rob, out in Leesburg?
I made myself a pot of homemade chicken soup and I baked a pie. It was kind of like an episode of Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, that's
you know
nice.
what?
Yum.
When do you say baking a pie is just too much?
Yeah, what kind of pie?
It's a whole family recipe. It's called a shut the fuck up pie.
Oh my God!
Why can't we ask what kind of pie?
Now I'm queuing. I'm queuing. There we go. All right.
Was it blueberry?
There it is. Thank you very much. Wow.
Strawberry?
It was pecan, and it was fantastic.
Was it a pecan pie?
And also, I watched a show on Netflix. I'm about a month behind. Have you watched The Kaminsky Method?
No, is it good? I almost.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I'm really
that's up
shocked.
your wheelhouse.
I'm really shocked how great Michael Douglas is in it. He's
Golden
really
Globe
excellent.
winner, Michael Douglas for The Kaminsky Method.
Really
Fantastic.
solid. I liked it a lot.
But Adam Arkin carries it as usual. You know,
I don't want to go.
Did you put ice cream on the pie?
No, I did not.
Are you lying?
What'd you put on the pie?
I put whipped cream on the pie, Oscar. How you serve it?
I asked you what you put
Yeah,
on
but
the
he's
pie.
the dick.
Okay. Wow. All right.
He's so mad.
How many pieces?
Just one.
How big was it?
It was the pie.
Thank you. There. Now we're back. All right. We'll take a break and we'll come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Hara Show.
Hello, Outlaws. This is Las Vegas legend Wayne Newton, and I love you. There are a few things in life that I require: peace, joy, and of course, convenience. That's why I like to listen to TMOS on Spotify. No matter where I am in my downtown apartment visiting the guinea hens at Casa de Shenandoah or on stage at the Sands, I know that my favorite TMOS troublemakers are just a few taps away. So remember, every night when your tuxedo hits the floor and you want some solid, marvelous entertainment, get your cellular telephone and grab some TMOS on Spotify. Just another great way to be a part of America. I wish you love.
Thank you, Wayne. Welcome back to the Mike O'Hara Show, brought to you by the TMOS bonus packages. I don't know if you looked out the window this weekend, but a whole bunch of people got snow.
It's true. It's true.
Snow is especially common in colder climates. This is true. I know this for a fact. Yes, many people got snow, which came down and blanketed the ground. Do you like snow? Some people do. I like snow sometimes, but it doesn't visit Florida too often. Ha ha ha. Good old snow. Makes you stay inside, right? This is the obvious promo. What a perfect time to listen to the TMOS bonus show or so. I mean, snow, right? The Mike O'Hara bonus show, a 6th episode we record every week. It can be yours for a few extra pennies. You get extra fun, extra laughs, and that's cool like snow. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com, click the bonus banner, and it makes a great gift. Spread some cheer, bonus show style. Get extra happy by giving back. Plus, you'll get access to all our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. And just like snowflakes, no two bonus shows are alike. Ugh. So please quit sucking and get the bonus show.
News.
Boo. We're here with Sarah Fraser. She hosts the Sarah Hey Phrase.
It's called the Hey Phrase Show.
Hey Phrase Show, and it's
Hey Phrase
fantastic.
Podcast. Hey Phrase.
And anything else you'd like to plug before I forget? I don't want to.
Mike, you're awesome, and you know what? I love your listeners as well. Many of them have checked out the show and sent me really nice messages, and you guys have the most loyal, amazing fans. So it's just a testament to how good you guys are.
Super awesome.
Yeah,
get over and check out Hey Phrase. You'll love it, people. Please do. The NFL has what? The NFL has finally confirmed that Maroon 5 will headline the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, February 3rd. Their guests will be Travis Scott and Big Boy from Outkast, who's from Atlanta, where the game is taking place. There's a lot of talk that the NFL was having trouble finding special guests to appear with Maroon 5. Billboard says Travis only agreed to do it if the NFL agreed to join him in donating $500,000 to Dream Corps, a social justice charity. Sources say Black Lives Matter and several other nonprofits may be receiving donations as well, and I'm fine with that. That's wonderful.
Maroon 5 seems like a step down to me, talent-wise, though.
Really?
Don't you think?
They got huge hits.
Yeah, I think it's not the big hits, but not necessarily iconic, like Beyonce or or Bruno Mars or someone like that.
Moves like Jagger. I mean, come on, They got some good. I think they'll be
Girls
great.
Like You.
Yeah.
I think the talent level is sufficient to support a Super Bowl show.
I was hoping that Maroon 5 would host the Oscars.
The backlash did come from a lot of artists not wanting to play the Super Bowl because of the social injustice issues, especially the fact that Colin Kaepernick still does not play on any NFL team.
That's pretty stunning. It really is. Here's the name. Let me try this. Sarma Melngalis is a New York City restaurant owner who got 4 months in prison for stealing from investors. During her case, she was sleeping with her attorney, apparently in return for legal favors. Well, the New York Post went through text messages proving the affair, but in the process, just keeps getting better for this guy. They also found texts between Sarma and Louis C.K. Apparently, they had sex at least one time, and he may have given her an STD. There's a point where she tells him via text she's, quote, upset and freaked out, and he replies, this is where it gets bad, I never swore that I was clean. I told you I may or may not have given this to you. I'm sorry if I did. If you gave it to me, it's okay.
Okay, that seems like you're obviously cool with having herpes.
So is it true that the C in Louis C.K. stands for chlamydia?
He's done. I mean, this is not a good thing. So bad for him. Here's the rest of the quote, and not the whole quote. I just give you a piece of it. This is a little more of it. We all share the current human bloodstream, which includes this kind of stuff. I should have worn a condom. You should have made me. We should have a lot of things. We are human. Okay.
Oh, come on.
That's terrific. Boy. Thank you. Megyn Kelly settled up with NBC, and she really made out she is done with the network. She gets the remainder of her $69 million deal.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
There is also no non-compete clause, so she can start working somewhere else immediately. Last year, Fox News said it didn't want her back, but you never know with Megyn Kelly.
Who drew up that contract for NBC?
Don Ephraim. That's, of course, my old agent. It sounds like she's got something lined up because a few days ago, she told TMZ that she'll be back on the air this year. Speaking of disgraced TV personalities, a source says, Billy Bush, guys!
Hey, guys!
Which makes me happy. In talks to return to Extra.
Really?
He was, and I think 100,000% he should be able to return to Extra. Yes. He was fired more than 2 years ago because of his involvement. There was no involvement. I'm sorry, I can't say that stronger enough. He was a victim of
circumstance.
He was there when the Donald said this, and he laughed because you're there with a big celebrity, and what are you going to do?
You want to make sure your guest feels comfortable.
Good point.
Right. So anyway, that was the grab him by the tape, and he might be coming back. So that's kind of cool.
Of all the people in that tape, if you went back in time, and I don't want to politicize this, I'm just going to be facts. When you heard that, the last person that I thought was going to come up with the short end of the stick was going to be Billy Bush.
I know.
Absolutely. I'm stunned that he got canned.
And lost everything. Lost his job, got divorced.
Family.
Yeah, I know.
It destroyed his life.
The radio show, too?
It was gone. Yeah.
Gone.
That was
if
nuts.
you, and Oscar, you speak to this, Rob, you as well, and Sarah, I mean, you too. You've been around guys in the if you took every man in America, especially guys that work in the broadcast business, and put them in a room where they've laughed or giggled at something that was just heinous and inappropriate, everybody would be guilty as charged.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely. You don't ever. Hey, stop that!
Now cut that out.
I've got, and so I was really surprised that happened to him. But he's a nice guy. He's always been nice to this show, and I'm glad he's coming back. And we used to call him. It was so funny because we called him the Golden Boy.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, here I am on the red carpet. I'm sitting here talking to Charlize Theron. Hey, yes, I'd love to come over to your house for tea. Hey, beautiful.
It was always coming off a yacht in Cannes and calling into the show.
Hey, guess who gave me a gold watch? Regis Philbin.
Beautiful guy.
Beautiful.
Bears kicker Cody Parkey might be feeling a little better because this weekend more than 100 people failed to make the 43-yard field goal. The 43-yard field goal Cody missed in last week's playoff game against the Eagles. And by the way, it was tipped. Chicago's Goose Island Brewery, brilliant promotion, set up some goalposts in the street outside their building and offered free beer for a year. This is such a brilliant promotion. They didn't put anything on the line to anyone who could make it. No one did. Yeah, they went 0 for 101, according to ESPN. Goose Island tried to make it as realistic as possible. They put down NFL regulation AstroTurf and had kickers use the same amount of steps that they do in the NFL. However, the footballs weren't snapped to a placeholder. They were kicked off a stand, which I think might make it even easier.
Yes.
Yeah. But the 3 steps isn't. That's the thing that got him.
Yeah, probably.
The 3 steps probably really, really hard. That was cool. Caitlyn Jenner and Sean Spicer are not doing Celebrity Big Brother. Oh, no.
Now I'm not going to watch it.
Bummer.
But the cast will feature, if you care, I don't, Anthony Scaramucci.
That's
classy. I mean, this guy just wants to be a celebrity, right?
Right.
He's a zillionaire. He just wants to be on TV.
Kato Kaelin.
Oh, God.
Joey Lawrence.
That's still a thing?
Ryan Lochte. Lolo Jones and Tom Green. Thank you.
Tom Green's probably the most famous out of all of them.
Yeah, but Ryan Lochte is the reason the show will fail.
Yeah, you don't like Ryan Lochte.
He's so stupid he'll figure out a way to ruin the entire industry of television.
Okay. And now a little something. The early 2019 equivalent of last year's Tide Pod Challenge is the Bird Box Challenge. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
No. It's what we talk about, the lowest common denominator situation.
It is. Yeah, here's somebody who's going to a Ivy League school the full ride. This is what it is. You blindfold yourself like Sandra Bullock from the Netflix movie Bird Box and see if you can still pull off basic tasks. Okay?
Oh, God.
For a 17-year-old girl in Layton, Utah, that basic task was, hey, driving.
No!
Yeah, last week she was driving on the highway, with her beanie covering her eyes, and she wound up driving into oncoming traffic and hit another car, a pole, and a sound wall. Yes, sorry, brilliant. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but she's looking at a reckless driving charge, and it is more evidence that between ages 15 and 18, good idea just to wrap your kids in bubble wrap and lock them in their room. That's my advice to all of you. Yeah, it's crazy. We'll take a break. Come back with the audio vault and Rob Spivak right here on the Michael Maroon Show.
You're as cold as ice.
Political Persuasion.
Hey, it's Chris Freites with Political Persuasions. Mike and I are back with the first show of the new year, and we're going to talk about a government that is shut down. These guys aren't even working. We're going to tell you all about the government shutdown, and we'll talk about why Mike doesn't like Elizabeth Warren.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Yep. Like Democrats don't like Elizabeth Warren. Sorry,
right.
Just me.
What's her deal?
She's running for president. Well, she may be running for president.
Oh, woman president?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. We hit him for me, Sarah.
Wow,
Please.
yes,
Thank
please. Kick to the balls. No.
Hey, the world needs nurses, too.
I voted for Cankles.
Yeah.
That didn't work out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think you're right about it. You got that right. This segment of the Mike O'Mara Show brought to you by the TMOS Shopping Center. No, I didn't like the thing where she did the promo in her kitchen. It's like, I think I'll go grab a beer, just to kind of look down to earth. I don't think she's down there. But anyway, brought to you by the TMOS Shopping Center. Australia Day is coming up. It's on the 26th of January. That's only 12 days away, you moron. It's your shop. Let me start again. Rob writes it. I read it. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by the TMOS Shopping Center. Australia Day is coming up. It's on the 26th of January. That's only 12 days away, you moron. Is your shopping done? Don't worry, it's not too late. You can buy anything you want with a few clicks of your mouse. Just take a virtual trip to the TMOS Shopping Center, your 3-in-1 shopping destination, featuring Macy's.com, Target.com, and Walmart.com. When you shop them through our portal, you're supporting the Mike O'Mara Show, and that makes everyone happy. Just make sure you access Macy's, Target, and Walmart through their banners on our website. You can't miss them. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to us. Macy's, Target, Walmart, and TMOS, the fearsome foursome of online shopping excellence. Buy a boomerang or some Vegemite. Hooray for kangaroos.
Australia Day.
It's only 12 days away.
Who knew? I had no idea that was a day.
It is a day. It's mostly
Sarah,
observed in Australia.
Would you like to open up the audio vault?
Yeah, hit us. I want
All right, just reach over to that door.
Okay.
That's where he's got his sounds, and just pull as hard as you can. Here you go. Ready?
Yes.
A little harder, Sarah. A little harder.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. There we go. Nicely done.
Got
Very
it.
good. Okay. Now here's
marvelous theater.
Thank you, David.
Oh, you and I have acted together.
That's right.
That's right. We're doing a project with Judd Apatow. I didn't know if we had time to bring it up or not.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we improv. We do it all.
Yeah, we do it all. Oscar.
By the way, the show is bashing.
Crashing.
And that's crashing, and that's coming up.
It's on Super TV.
And that's coming up on St. Patrick's Day.
That's exactly right. Thank you. Kind to mention it. Oscar was kind enough to send me a video with urgency on Sunday. Are you familiar with eye tracking video technology?
No. Yes, a little.
This is where you can actually see on a screen where your eyes are looking on the screen. So there'll be almost like a circular bubble. So if you're looking at the screen, it'll say where your eyes are trained. And the name of this video challenge.
Well, hold on, I want to try.
Okay.
Now,
see, Mike, you're familiar with it.
For those of you at home, you have to be running this technology, and it helps with a lot of different exercises, whether it's those who actually need the help for their eyes.
Exactly.
Or if you are trying to measure how efficient your website is.
Okay.
And how someone engages with your website.
You want to know where their attention is drawn.
Yes.
So the name of
Don't look. Don't look at it.
Now, if you're keeping the demons away like Mike is in Bird Box.
Don't look at the demons.
You
Mike,
won't be looking at
we're going to get to the rapids, and it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done.
Isn't she lovely, made from love?
So this gentleman has downloaded the eye tracking video technology, and the name of the video that he's going to look at is the "Don't Look at Her Boobs" challenge. Right. And before he goes in to not look at her boobs, there is a stirring monologue. I would even call it a pep talk.
Pep talk.
Listen to this guy. This is a man at his best. A man, even better, at his best.
As a man, I can have self-control. And self-control is what you need to be the perfect man. This eye-tracking video that I'm going to watch, not only am I not going to look at anything sexual, I'm going to complete the whole eye-tracking challenge without looking at a single butt or a single boob.
Can you pause it for a second?
This eye-tracking...
Now, this video that he's about to watch has your, I guess, obligatory YouTube beautiful singer with a cleavage and a guitar and a microphone.
And she's actually, because of the way the guitar is, she's actually sort of pointing to her breast.
Yes. So this is challenging.
Great. Okay.
All right. His monologue continues.
Challenge is going to be the easiest challenge of my life. And I will prove to all the other men in chat that we don't need to look at boobs. We can look at people for who they are. Me, Greek God X, I will represent all men in the chat. And I will not look at a single boob and I will not look at a single butt in this video. Let's go.
The minute he says let's go, there are 2 white circles right where you expect white circles to be.
Oh my God, that's good.
When he's marching around with his monologue, he has not looked at the screen yet.
So
he's just marching around.
Did not pass.
And as soon as he sits down, you see the 2 dots hit right where you think they're going to hit. And he just yells, F.
Hey, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, which means in the upcoming days we'll get to hear more of this voice.
How far can you throw it in the air?
The furthest I ever threw it in college was 83 yards, but I had a little bit of wind at my back. But I like to say that I can get it anywhere from 80 to 85 yards, depending on the day.
God. So I'm hoping we get a lot of Patrick Mahomes. Although the one thing I did not expect.
I forgot that, Rob. I completely forgot.
Can I ask Sarah this just briefly? Sarah.
Yes.
This gentleman here could end up being what would be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Yes. Does that, as wealthy, as successful as this man is, does that voice scream sexuality?
No, it's terrible.
Like you want to jump his bones?
No.
Does it turn you off enough to say, I don't want to sleep with a Muppet?
I mean, it is actually really a challenge. I'm going to be honest. Like, I would have to really weigh the bank account to that voice. Like, can you imagine dirty talk with that? Like, that is so awful.
Not even
touch
dirty,
me
not
there.
even dirty talk. It would just be with, hey, I brought you your favorite bottle of wine. There we go.
Now, that said, he did say one thing during the Chiefs game that surprised me. Listen to how he calls this play.
3rd down and 6. Hey, we're gonna Liz. Color. Right.
He called the play.
He sounds a little rough there, though. He sounds
great.
But he said Liz, Helen Keller.
No.
Let me hear it again. I didn't hear it.
3rd down and 6. Hey, we're gonna Liz. Color. Right.
Helen Keller. Oh,
I can't imagine that's a good idea for an offense.
Maybe
get the blindfold out of it.
Or that's a blind spot within the defense.
Could be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be.
Helen Keller. Right. Absolutely.
Mike, I know you have a storied history with the people of North Carolina as you've driven through the corridor many times. Have you ever been to Mocksville?
Never had the pleasure, unfortunately.
Someone in Mocksville has erected a large statue of Bigfoot just off the highway. And it has all the realism of an early American wooden carving. That is to say, it doesn't look real. However,
it doesn't look real at all.
People are calling 911, and the people of Mocksville.
Okay, before you do this, can I tell you something?
Yes.
Up in Maine, there's somebody in their yard where they do metal sculpture.
Yes.
And they did that profile shot where it's all black iron.
Yes.
And it's a cutout. No depth to it at
silhouette
all, of Bigfoot, and you cannot stop looking at it. If you're going by at speed, you look over to your right. That's probably why
you're
they're
not calling 911.
But you're not calling 911 about it.
No.
And the people of Mocksville, North Carolina, are upset.
I've always thought that there was something in them woods.
You never know what's really out there.
I thought, oh my gosh.
I was like, what in the world is going on back there?
Wait a minute, am I seeing what I'm seeing?
I mean, people are just saying, no. I said, well, come over here and look.
They stopping, slowing down. Some will go up the road, turn around.
It's kind of wild looking.
I think it would make a great episode of that show, Them X-Files.
Let me say this. The collective intellectual capacity today of the American people, between the ears, it's margarine. That's it.
But the good news is
we're primed to be invaded by anyone who works harder or is smarter. It's just like, it's getting worse.
The good news is, Mike, if they were doing the blindfold challenge from the Bird Box, they wouldn't have seen Bigfoot. So at least they're driving without a blindfold. That's your magic audio vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Woo! Sarah, thank you for coming in and sitting in there with us.
Thanks, Mike.
Keep sleuthing and let us know. We want a full report I'd like a full report by the end of 2021. That's how important it is to me. Another one in the can. Thanks for joining us for another riveting episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. If you have a message you'd like to hear in our Tuesday mailbag, send it to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Remember, the TMOS bonus show makes a great gift even for yourself. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Click the banner that says gift bonus. Easy as pie and just as tasty as a Rob Spiewak pecan pie on a Sunday.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara, thanking you for the best support ever. And continue to enjoy the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show is made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Boy.
Goodbye.